example for the rest of society to what society should aim. I find these comments very distasteful. And I would call on the opposition to formally say something about this and to even formally reprimand their colleagues. You know, we haven't heard any apologies from them. The most I've seen is doubling down on the comments. But something needs to be done because these are leaders, and leaders represent us, and they should be the standard that a society would reflect. Yes? So that is my 2 cents on that front. It's my 2 cents on that front, neighbor. Additionally, there's a final thing I want to say before you go into neighbor's notes. It's not related to the news, but it's something that's been pondering on my mind, neighbor. And I want to say this not only to myself, who will look back at this, who probably 10 years down the line I'll look back at this moment, but also to other young persons. I really want to say, and not just the young persons, but everyone listening. One bad day out of the 365 or 366 days in the year does not determine your entire life. It does not determine your future. And I know that there are many of us within this sphere who have political aspirations, who want to do politics or who would like to in the future engage with politics. And one of the things we have to understand with politics is that politics is a game of chess. You see, you have to know what piece on the chessboard, whether it is the queen or the king or the bishop. You have to know which one you're going to move. Yeah? And in politics, persons are going to hit you. They're going to lick you left, right, and center. You're going to get attacks from all sides. And at the end of the day, you have to know how to row with the boat and rock with the boat. You have to know how to stand firm, stand your ground. You have to know how to say, all right, I understand that this has taken place, but I will not let this deter me. And why am I saying this? I'm saying this because I have seen sometimes where comments are misconstrued and stuff that are said that and you genuinely did not have the intention for it to be put in that light, but sometimes it is put in that light. And I've often noticed that at times, because of that, persons tend to stray away from the political space. But you have to also remember that not only as a young person, but even just as a person in general, you are integral to the whole political system. As a youth, as a young adult, as a middle class person, as a senior citizen, your voice is integral at the table in terms of what changes are taking place or what you decide to speak on. So things will happen, yes. And of course, as a person, you will have to hold yourself accountable, take accountability, let that experience be a life lesson, a learning moment, an experience, gain that wisdom from it, and then move on. But never let it be a case that one situation determines what you do for the rest of your life. Never let it be a case where one situation puts you into the dark. These are experiences and life lessons that are meant to teach you wisdom, that are meant to build you. It is through these experiences that you become stronger. Yeah? So don't allow these things to batter bruise you. You are young, and I'm speaking specifically to my young persons. We're all young, right? We have all of 4 years left ahead of us. Yes, we have a lot more things to learn, right? So hold yourself accountable, learn what you need to learn from it, gain the experience, gain the knowledge, gain the wisdom, and the understanding, and then you continue to apply that wisdom and understanding as you continue to do what you need to do within the whole political sphere. Because as I said before, politics is a game of chess. Are you going to move the queen, the king, the bishop, the horse? What piece on the chessboard are you going to move? So that's where I leave Tyree's take for this evening, neighbor. And I said
Fantastic.
before,
Great
listeners,
boss.
before neighbor comes on, and I said before, Tari's take reviews the news of the day, and I also give my political commentary. It's from 6:10 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. every Monday to Friday. Let's work on a sponsor for this program, listeners, because let's understand that you're getting the best over here, right? It takes cash to care. Take care of yourselves and walk good.
Thank you, sir. Wasn't that just refreshing? Tari steak. Wow. Where else do you get it better, eh? Join us again tomorrow. At 10 minutes after 6 o'clock. For Tari's news review and Tari's take. Well, pass me the note. Pass me the note. Let me take care of the notes now. Let me take care of the notes. Okay. So one of the phenomena in the now existing political campaign is the whole matter of crowd size. And many persons have wondered at the ability of the opposition to attract large crowds. And if we are to be fair, they have been able to muster up a crowd. Now, I have addressed that last evening. The other aspect is there is a general consensus that the government would have offered services, improved the economy, created an enabling environment for people to thrive. Yet at the same time, it is not necessarily being translated into electoral support. Why is the PNP seemingly looking like it has reestablished its base and that its supporters are still backing it? And some Labourites are wondering whether or not PNP members shouldn't jump the fence. Well, let's look at party loyalty and membership. Party loyalty and membership are complex phenomena. And it involves a combination of psychological, social, and emotional factors. And we're going to break down how people become members of a party and retain their loyalty. The first thing you have to understand is what is called socialization. People are often socialized into party affiliation through their families, friends, or community. And so they adopt the party's values and ideology because it's what they're familiar with. So it is likely that if your mother are PNP and your father are PNP, and you grow up around people who are from that party, it's likely that you are going to be a PNP. In the same breath, it's like religion. If your parents are Adventists and you start going to the Adventist church early in your life, you're going to be Adventist. When you hear people say they are born Labourite, that's what they mean. When you hear them say them born PNP, that's what they mean, that them blood is in PNP. That's socialization. That's how they have been nurtured. Now, you don't expect those people to change. And you also have what is called ideology. Individuals may be drawn to a party's ideology, the policies of that party, or values. Their values align with their own beliefs and values. The values of the party aligns with their own values. And there is a whole matter of leadership. You know, there are Bustamante Labourites still alive today. There are Norman Manley, PNP, still alive today. Yes, you hear them talk about Michael Manley. Those are persons who have come into the party through charismatic leaders, party figures. They inspire loyalty and devotion to their followers. Siaga Labourites, yeah? And now you have the Holnessites. They are loyal to the leader. You can't take that away. So we have the whole matter of socialization, where you're nurtured into the politics through your parents, grandparents, your community. Yes, and then you have ideology, where your own values align to that of a particular political party. Yes, and then you have the charismatic leadership that attracts individuals to those. So there is loyalty to the leader. Though Michael is dead, still have people will vote PNP because of Michael. Though Siaga is dead, you're still going to be having people voting for the Jamaica Labour Party because of their loyalty to these individuals. That's how people become members of parties. Now, becoming is not the same as retaining. When you become, then you retain. And you are retained through emotional connection. Party loyalty can be driven by emotional connection to the party as leaders or its ideology. People may feel a sense of belonging, identity, or pride in being part of a particular party. So people are emotionally connected to their party. Did you know that people right now on social media are leaving their women in beds just to be on TikTok, to talk away and tick? Girlfriends are now lonely in their beds because men are up at nights on the political front, you know, fighting for their party. These strong emotional connections. Yes, and you have to be careful, you know, Navi. You have to be careful because people are connected to their party as they are connected to their lovers. You can't talk anything about Andrew Holness over here. Let the Labourites hear. It's a problem. Strong emotional connection. And you have some women, their husbands are in bed at nights, just have his shower in his towel, and the woman is up listening to neighbor, you know, wanting to get involved in the politics. They love their party. They love their party. My leader born here and die for their party. I tell you that. It's an emotional connection. And then you have group identity. Yes, party affiliation can become a part of a person's identity, influence how they perceive themselves and their place in society. You know, identity. There are people that identifies with parties, and their own sense of self is encased in the party. They don't see themselves as anything but a labor right. Yes, and when you hear them say them blood green, yes, them blood green, that's what they're talking about. It becomes now a family affair. You know, labor rights are family. When you go to a labor right meeting, if you are wearing green, then automatically you are a family. And can I tell you this? If you attack a labor right in a green and you let another labor right see you, then that's personal. They take it personal. Okay, well, they take it personal. So it dismantle this idea that you think you are going to convert comrades or you're going to convert labor rights. A wishy-washy people cross the floor. You see some who cross the floor and had to come back. It's a rock stone labor right, yeah? Identity. Your values are wrapped up into that of the party. That's why it hurts. It hurts when the party loses. People want their party to be successful and be in government. And even though they don't get anything from the party, yet still, because of the emotional connection and the whole matter of group identity, they love their party. And then you have to understand that people tend to seek out information that confirms their existing beliefs and biases, which can reinforce their party loyalty. Yes, so they are going to get information that confirms their existing beliefs and biases. So when you're up here debating Hugh Graham, it's a waste of time. When you're up here debating Pan-African, it's a waste of your time. There's no debate that can be won with Hugh Blair. There is no debate that you will win with Pan-African. You are trying to prove to Pan-African that your party is better. You can't do that. That's because he's biased towards his party. He's biased because he is identified with the party and he has an emotional connection. He has been nurtured into this and you can't change his mind. Hugh Richards? Yeah, Hugh Richards. So when Hugh Richards comes on the program and you're going to fight and cuss and tell people about their mother because they are PNP, you are wasting your time. You don't understand the psychology of politics. You don't understand what you're doing. What are you saying he's to do? Change his mind? I want to hasten this along because I need you to understand that, you know, Andrew Holness could bring in 1,000 boss, will not shake PNP people. They will not come out and say that it is good. No, they won't, because what? The information that they have confirms their existing bias. You notice the PNP talks about the labor right them. At this time, labor rights are enemies to the PNP because it's a war. It's a battle for the power. Yes, and then party loyalty can be reinforced through social networks where individuals are surrounded by like-minded people who share similar views and values. I bet you the last $1,000 I have in my pocket, that of the 197 people listening to me at this time, the majority are Labour Party supporters. How do I know that? And if you go over to Voice of the Nation or Voice of Satan, I can tell you 90% of his listeners are going to be supporters of the People's National Party. Why? Because networks, individuals surround themselves with like-minded people. And that is why they run them off of the lives. Come off a JLP live. Come off of the JLP live. We don't want you over here. They attack you if you ever go to one of these lives and you're not towing the party line. You are run off. And what do you expect? It is like-minded people who share similar views and values that they are going to be associating themselves with. So you have to understand emotional connection. You have to understand group identity. You have to understand confirmation basis, or not basis, confirmation bias. And you have to understand social networks. What you have to understand is that comrades are biased towards their party, and nothing wrong with that. You also have to understand that Laborites are biased towards their party, and nothing wrong with that. So therefore, the debates are fruitless and they are futile. You are wasting your time engaging in these rancorous debates, disrespecting each other, sending people up under the mother, calling people names. It's a waste of time. You are belittling your own self when you do that, because it is of no value. Hugh Richards is not going to change. Pan-African is not going to change. Diego, all it does, all these debates do, is they lift the emotions, and listeners who are like-minded join on, and hear them listeners cuss them out, man, run them away, dust them out, because guess what, your party, you want to look good. It's futile, and that is why on this program we understand that, and therefore I ask my listeners that when comrades come up, you allow them to talk. Listen to them. You're not going to convince them, or you think that PNP people are going to come here to vote Labour? No, not going to happen at all. So you have to understand the psychology, therefore, behind party loyalty. And this psychology has to do with cognitive dissonance. You hear a man use that word over here the other day? Yep, it's cognitive dissonance. Now, what is cognitive dissonance? People tend to avoid cognitive dissonance by rejecting information that contradicts their party affiliation or ideology. Peter Bunting was displaying cognitive dissonance when he spoke against that bus service. Anything that is going to lend support to the other side will reject it. Understand that. So when you are engaging in these debates on social media, you are wasting your time, because the psychology behind party loyalty has to do with a cognitive dissonance. People tend to avoid cognitive dissonance by rejecting information that contradicts their party affiliation or ideology. And that is why the Labour Party has had a challenge in its communication. It's not that the Labour Party has not communicated, but it cannot communicate to PNP loyalists. It doesn't matter what the party says. The loyalists of the party is not going to believe it. They don't want to hear it. You could fix them road a little bit. You could give them water a little bit. You may even give them one of these social house. They're not voting for you because we explained that before, how they were brought into the party, their ideology, their emotional connection. Understand the psychology of party loyalty and stop the debates on social media. They don't go any far. If you want to gather and talk about your party, do that. But don't engage in debates that you think are going to win you support. The other thing you have to understand, in addition to cognitive dissonance, is what is called tribalism. Tribalism. Party loyalty can be driven by a sense of tribalism. You know, the whole matter of tribalistic policy. Yes, tribalistic policy, where individuals prioritize their party's interests over objective facts or opposing views. And when you are talking to a tribalist, and sadly, they're in both parties, when you are talking to a tribalist, understand that that individual is going to prioritize their party's interests over any facts or opposing view. So when you tell a comrade that crime is down by 43%, you expect him to say yes. Why? Because it is coming out of the Statistical Institute of Jamaica. Or when you say that the economy has grown by 1.1%, Gabriela Murray said the growth is up at Andrew Holness's house. And when you tell them that poverty in Jamaica has been cut in half because the Statistical Institute of Jamaica said it, so they must come out and say, yeah, poverty has been cut in half. No. Tribalism is ingrained in the politics. And so the priority is not about facts. The priority here is the party's interests. So be as objective as you want, present all the facts you want. They are going to come with something that pokes hole in your information. Cognitive dissonance, tribalism, and thirdly, the whole matter of emotional investment. People may become emotionally invested in their party's affiliation, making it difficult for them to switch allegiances, even when faced with criticisms or opposing view. Because of the emotional connection, it's hard to switch. It's like a man in love with a girl, and although the girl bun him, although the girl is cheating on him, he can't leave because he is emotionally connected to her. And though she run him, though she treat him bad, he still can't move on because guess what? He is emotionally invested in the relationship. People treat politics in the same way because they are so invested in the politics, even though they know that the PNP may not be best for the country at this time. They can't switch because guess what? They are emotionally invested in a relationship with the party because them a PNP from them a baby. Or you expect them just step over the fence? They would rather not vote than to vote for the opposing party. All right? And so you have to understand those three things. The whole matter of cognitive dissonance, tribalism, and emotional investment. And so party loyalty. For some individuals, party loyalty becomes an integral part of their identity, making it difficult for them to switch allegiances. Very, very difficult for them to switch because they are identified. When people say they are labor rights, just like how you would say you are Smith or you are Brown, yes, or you are Campbell, yes, or you are Hutchinson. It's identity. identity we're talking about here. And that is where you find a lot of people are mistaken because they feel that it is an easy thing. It's not an easy as you think. Give me a second or two here. My system has gone down. I need to bring it back up. I hope that we're learning together. Okay, we're learning together. Give us 2 seconds to get this thing back up. All right. Yeah, it's coming up. Give us a second.
I ask you to continue to tap the screen and continue to share the live with a friend and to continue to send your gifts. Listeners, remember we have to pay for the program, right? And things like these segments, Starry State, Neighbors Notes, and KC Forecasts. Yes, those things cost. So continue to tap the screen so that we can, of course, engage with the listeners via TikTok on their For You pages. Continue to share it with your friends so that they can get valuable information. And of course, send your gifts in whilst you're waiting. So I'm seeing Jamaica girl saying we can do 50k likes in 10 minutes. So I will hold the listeners to that ultimatum. Listeners, 50k likes in 10 minutes. So at 7:22, the 10 minutes will be up. Let's see if we can get to 50k likes before 7:22. Let's do it.
They're proud of the work of the party. Deep-rooted emotions. They're hurt when you talk about and against their party. And secondly, diverse influences. Party affiliation can be influenced by a diverse range of factors, including family, friends, communities, ideology, leadership. Several diverse influences affiliates people with their party. And thirdly, dissonance avoidance. People tend to avoid cognitive dissonance by rejecting information that contradicts their party affiliation or ideology, which reinforce their loyalty. You can't expect PNP supporters to come up here or any other platform and accept that government is doing well. No, that's dissonance avoidance. And you cuss them out for it. But guess what? If the shoe was on the other foot, you wouldn't either, because of your deep-rooted emotions and the loyalty that you have for your party. And finally, is that people tend to be driven by identity. Party loyalty can be driven by a sense of identity, where individuals prioritize their party's interests and values over objective facts or opposing views. Party loyalty can be a durable commitment, with individuals remaining loyal to their party, even when faced with criticisms or opposing views, due to their emotional investment and sense of belonging. No. Something very important and interesting happened in our politics at one time. I think it was Edwin Allen, when Michael Manley announced free education, went across the floor and shook Manley's hand. But that's a rare moment in our politics. Durable commitment, party loyalty is something that we need to understand. It's deep-rooted it's diverse. There is usually dissonance avoidance. It's driven by identity, and there is durable commitment. When you are a member of a party, then you feel that you should remain loyal to your party, regardless of what vote, than vote for the opposing party. And this is why, therefore, you are seeing that both parties, and in the case of the People's National Party, they have been able to hold on to their support. You don't need to worry about that. They will always have their crowd. They will always have their support. That's on the neighbor's note at this time.